We all say we want more money, more happiness, more options, more success. But what if that's not the problem? What if the problem is you locking in to one option? What if the problem is you locking in to one way to make money? What if the problem is you staying focused in one area? See, I got a strong video for y'all today. I've been talking to a lot of people, and as I talk to people, they say they losing motivation. They say they losing hope, losing faith, losing feelings, losing money. All these L's, all these lessons. We don't believe in losses, we call it lessons. How long do it take you to really lock in? To really think about what you got going on? See, we all have conversations, and when we have our conversations, it's always about locking in, being consistent. What does it take to do that? It takes sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice something. What am I saying? What are you saying to us? You cannot win without sacrifice. You wanna go to a championships, you play basketball, you gotta sacrifice your time. You gotta sacrifice your body. You gotta sacrifice your energy. You gotta sacrifice all the other stuff you could be doing, right? You box, what you sacrificing? You sacrificing your body every day if you box. You know what I mean? When you in that gym, you taking all them hits to the body, getting punched in your liver, punched in your face. What you doing? You sacrificing. Why do you feel like that you can win? You can achieve greatness. You can be who you say you want to be without sacrifice. Why are we cutting corners? Why are we trying to use cheat codes? Why are we trying to find ways to make it easier for us to win? We're trying to find shortcuts for us to win. And that's not how it works. Think about it, right? Anybody you knew when y'all played tag, when y'all played whatever y'all may have played, whatever, when we was kids and we was out here running around, the person that would always cheat, did they ever win? Did they ever get to where they wanted to be? Or did they have to cheat to get there? You beat them fair and square, they still unhappy because they cheated to get there. In their mind, they know they ain't win, but they want to say they won. It's validation. They get themselves validation. They feel like they won. But in their head, they know they ain't win. If you ever seen the cheater, like after they cheat, they still be kind of mad. I won. You know, their face really be mad. They still be mad because they know in their mind they didn't win. I'm saying that to say, when you cheat, you're not cheating nobody but you, right? We feel like we doing something. We feel like we cutting corners. We feel like we making it easy. Who are you really cheating, right? When you got a task and you got something that you know need to be done, but you push it off, you try to find a way around it, who are you really cheating? Yourself. You're taking away from yourself. Because in that process that you got to go through of the sacrifice, you become a better person in that. You go through hardships, you go through withdrawals, you go through tough times, you go through losses. You learn lessons, but they make you a better person. If you go through nothing, you will know nothing. You will feel nothing. You got to go through them tough times. So when you up, you know what them tough times was. You know what I mean? You've been there. So you know what it's like to be at the top. You know what it's like to be at the bottom. If you never really at the bottom, how are you ever gonna know what it's like to be at the bottom? You gotta know. That's when you find yourself. That's when you learn who you really are, right? You take all the money in the world and give it to a person with a poor mindset. Give it to a person who like to cheat. Give it to a person who don't like to learn. Give it to a person who don't like the experience. Give them $1 million. Give them $1 million and see what they do with it. Now give it to a person who's been at the bottom and built their way back up from the top. Give it to a person who you put at the top. They made their way to the bottom, you know, because everybody do stuff. Ain't nobody perfect. And they made their way right back to the top. I guarantee on every trip, it don't matter how many times you test that experiment, that person who's been at the bottom and has came from the bottom and made their way to the top, gonna always stay at the top or make their way back to the top. Because it's a difference. You can't know how something gonna be. You can't have experience on something unless you really been in that situation. Because a person could tell you whatever. A person could tell you whatever you want to hear. A person could tell you whatever they've been through in their life. But that don't mean that's how it's going to be for you. That doesn't mean that you're going to go like through the same thing they went to. That doesn't mean that it's going to go the same way it went for them for you. It's different. It's completely different. You can't cheat. There is no cheating. You cheating yourself. Every time you think, oh, well, let me just do this, let me just do that, you're cheating you. You are the only one that's losing. You're not getting the experience. You're not getting the knowledge. You're not getting the preparation. You won't be ready for it if it comes unexpectedly because you never had the experience. You need a heads up. You need ways around it. You need somebody else. Get the experience. Start at the bottom. Make your way to the top. Sacrifice. Get through your mind. You can't be nowhere. You can't get anywhere. You can't get down the road if you don't sacrifice. You might have to get out your car and walk. You know what I mean? They might block a road off. You know what I mean? You really got to be somewhere. It's somewhere down the street. Say somebody injured. Somebody needs you. It's an emergency. They right down the street. You about to drive your car down there. They got the blow rocked off. The paved way is caved or carved. Whatever you want to say is blocked out. You can't get over there, right? The only way you can get over there is to get out your car and walk. What you gonna do? You gonna wait? What you gonna call a lift? You gonna sit in your car and say, okay, I'll wait till they move. I'll wait, it's okay. You gonna tell them, hold on, don't die on me yet. I'm gonna walk to you. I'm gonna wait on this car, I'm gonna wait on this Lyft, I'm gonna wait on this Uber. Or you gonna get out that car and you gonna walk right there. You gonna walk, right? You gotta get there, you gotta find a way there. But each time you find a way there, you gotta realize it's gonna be a different level of sacrifice. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big. Ain't no telling. When you wanna get to where you wanna be, and you gotta go, God gonna help you get there, but he also gonna put blocks in the way to show you who you really are. He gonna test you, but when he testing you, he gonna allow you to test yourself. It's really a test of yourself. Think about what a test is. A test is just something that you gotta know the answers to, right? You need to know these answers. If you don't know the answers, you're not gonna pass the test, right? That's technically what God's doing to you. He's going to give you a test. Study the test. You're gonna learn about yourself. You're gonna get the answers. So now next time they come up, all right, 2 months later and the same situation happened, you know what? Right down the street, I might as well walk. You know what? I got a bike. I might as well ride there. You know what I mean? You know what? If the road gonna be blocked off, I'm gonna just get on feet and run. I'm gonna jog. Finding a way around it. It comes with sacrifice, right? It's always something brighter on the other side, but you gotta be willing to sacrifice what you have or what you don't have to get there. I promise it's always gonna be better. I promise it's always gonna be better. Hard times don't last forever. Most people stay stuck, right? Because they don't know. They scared. They scared of what's on the other side. You know what I mean? They scared of the sacrifice. They scared to lock in. They scared. They're in fear. They're fearing whatever comes next. They don't know. Most people fear the unknown. When you don't know what comes next, you don't know what to expect. Therefore, you don't know what to think. Therefore, you don't know how to move. Therefore, you are paralyzed in fear, right? When you paralyzed in fear, there is no way to get out of that except to work while you scared. You know what I mean? Work while you scared. Continue to work. Continue to walk. You know what I mean? Even if I don't know, even if I'm scared, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it. Sometimes you gotta be okay with doing the scary things. Sometimes you gotta be okay with going out your way. Sometimes you gotta be okay with not knowing what comes next. It might be beautiful. It might not be. But you never know until you go through it. You might be scared to chase your dreams, scared to start that business, scared to start acting, scared to start modeling. Whatever the case is, scared to start singing or rapping. How are you gonna know how much pull you have in that area until you do it? How are you gonna know until people doubt you. The people closest to you start doubting you, and you realize that you got to maneuver around the people closest to you and make your way to strangers, because that's really who's gonna support you. But if you scared, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna ever find out. You're gonna live your life in fear, right? A hard truth that we gotta realize: the people closest to you, right? I'm in a circle, right? The people in this circle with me are the ones that's not gonna support me. What does that mean? That means grind. That means do it for yourself. That means do it for the people who don't have people like you, right? That means be a better person. That means do different things. That means think outside of the box. That means that when people start to look at you like you crazy, you confident enough to do what you want to do. That is what that means. That is what that means. That means when your mama tell you can't do it, you look your mama in her eyes and be like, okay, cool, and you still do it with a smile on your face, right? That is what that means. That means not taking no for an answer, not taking somebody else's fear and putting it into your life. That means not letting the demon operate in your life, telling you, no, you can't do this. No, I don't believe in you. I don't need you to believe in. God believe in me and I believe in myself. You feel me? So what you say, get up out of here. I ain't hearing it. Right? It's okay to be scared, but it's not okay to not act on that. It's okay to be scared, but it is not okay to not live your dreams. To be too scared to live your dreams. To let somebody control your life by words. You know what I mean? A person tell you they don't believe you could do it, and now you ain't doing it based off what they said. You reacting off what they said. They didn't even really have to do nothing to you. They just had to tell you couldn't do it, and you believed you couldn't do it, right? They say the mind goes before the body goes. Wherever the mind goes, the body follows. I can't do it. I bet you can't. I can't achieve that. I bet you can't. They not gonna believe in me. They don't care for me. I bet they don't. Use your words appropriately, right? Use your words to boss up your life. Use your actions to boss up your life. Find different techniques that you can do when you are scared. Find different techniques you can do when you don't believe in yourself. When you are being doubtful, find something that you can do. Find something. Find something that helps you say, you know what? I don't care about what they say to me. I got this. I'm taking over. They not in control of my life. This is my life for a reason, right? Stay in control of that. I think now it gets more so to the point where people are so worried about what other people think of them that they ultimately never do what they want to do. And I guess it's fear, but at the same time, it's like, if a person is only saying that they don't think you would do it, why are you not in a mindset of where you want to show them? Why do you not want to sacrifice what you've been doing just to show this person? And not even show this person, just to allow this person to see you operate in your greatness. They get to watch you operate after they said you couldn't do it. You don't got to show them nothing. You don't got to be spiteful. You don't got to be hateful. You don't got to be prideful. You just do what you do and what you want to do, and you let them see that, because they're going to keep watching you regardless. Why stop? They're going to watch you regardless. Whether you do it or whether you don't do it, they still going to be watching you. They still going to be looking at you in a hateful way, in a spiteful way. So why would you not do it? You feel me? You're going to tell yourself, oh, they don't want to see me do this. They don't want to see me be great. So you're going to not be great because they don't want to see you be great? You're going to act rational and be emotional because they said that's what you was? Show them they wrong and keep it pushing. They're going to mess with you anyways. They're going to mess with you anyways, or they not going to mess with you anyways. One way or the other. If they don't like you, they're not going to like you. They might be around you and act like they like you, but they don't like you. And if they like you, they're going to like you regardless of what you do. But one thing is, people going to respect you more if you do what's true to you and not what they want you to do. My last message: why we gonna keep blaming other people? Why we gonna keep talking about how people doubted us? Why we gonna keep saying, oh, I hate this person, they did this to me? Y'all know what I'm about to say. It's time. It's time. Are we gonna keep blaming people? Are we gonna start taking action? Are we gonna keep being scared and not doing nothing? Are we gonna be scared and still do it? You tell me. What we doing? That's my favorite thing to ask y'all. What are we doing? I know what we doing. We gonna lock in. 2025 gonna be the best year we ever had. Why? Because we got real intention with it. We got real plans with it. We got real motivation behind this. This ain't just another year when we said we gonna do this. This ain't just another year when we make a list for things that we want to do that we not gonna do. Anything we said we doing, we gonna do this year unless we not able to. Unless we physically not able to do it, we gonna do that this year, right? Y'all be on me and I'm gonna be on y'all. It's gonna be like a partnership. Whatever y'all do, I do. not really, but in a way. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for watching these videos. I appreciate y'all for commenting. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's time to lock in, man. I don't want to say it again. Help me help y'all, please. Y'all have a good one.